got great control over particularly the border areas, towns like Tijuana, Nuevo Laredo, and others. But at least he's committed to fighting it. And you may have seen in the newspaper, we're now, because he's committed, going to try to help them in Mexico take care of some of these drug cartels. And I would point out again something that sometimes we have a little tendency to forget. If there wasn't a demand for drugs in this country, there wouldn't be a supply. So maybe we ought to try to work a lot harder to try to eliminate the demand for heroin and cocaine and each other. Maybe we shouldn't blame it all on the Mexicans. Maybe we should take a little responsibility ourselves on drug trafficking. If we can seal the border, if we can have a temporary worker program that works, then we can concentrate on the drug dealers and those people. And if somebody would point out anyone else in the, yes, sir.
Senator said you wanted to reduce demand for drugs in the country. We've had a war on drugs for almost 40 years now. I'd like to know how you intend to reduce the demand for hard drugs. We'd all like to do that. But it seems very similar to alcohol prohibition, doesn't it?
No. One of the reasons why I disagree with that comparison is because I think that it's fairly well accepted that 1 or 2 drinks of wine or alcohol is not damaging in any way. In fact, there are some medical studies that say a glass of wine or something like that is actually beneficial to their health. I'm not enough an expert to know that, but I know it's not damaging. The first bit of cocaine or heroin that enters somebody's system is damaging. That is a huge difference in my view. Now, what do I propose to do? I think we were showing some success when we had a First Lady of the United States named Nancy Reagan who used to just have a phrase, just say no. And I'm not saying it's simple, and I'm not saying that it's easy, but I also think that we ought to do something that you may approve of, and that is that first-time offenders, I think, should not be in prison. I think they should be given the opportunity for rehab and go through a program. In Arizona, we have a program, first-time offenders, abusers, they can go through a rehab program where there's frequent testing, constant testing, and if they complete that, then they can go forward with their lives. I think we may be putting too many first-time offenders in prison. But how are we going to address the issue? It's got to be through education. It's got to be through economic progress. It's got to be through good families. It's got to be a whole combination of things, and I don't think the government can dictate it. But I do disagree with anyone's assertion that it's similar to prohibition. I just don't think that that's the case. Yes, ma'am.
Senator, I'm very glad to speak with you because you're someone I've always wanted to say I have a lot of respect for your personal journey and what you've been doing and sacrifices you've made. I think you have an absolutely unbelievable story. One thing that concerns me about you is I feel that, like a lot of Republicans, you've lost sight of the fact that what it means to be conservative is to respect a state's right to make a decision and enforce that decision at a state level. As president, what are you going to do to stop an absolutely out of control and overfunded federal government from raiding state medical marijuana licensed facilities and clinics in 19 states who have decided that they support the right for a sick or dying or ill person to use medicine that will help them?
Nothing. I don't believe that medical marijuana is necessary for the relief of pain. I don't believe it's healthy, and I don't believe that it is, and I believe that it is a national issue and not a statewide issue. My friends, back in 1999, one of my first town hall meetings, a young woman stood up and said, "How do you feel about the use of hemp?" And I said, "I think it's great. I love hemp. But we make some of the best rope. You know, maybe, man, we make great ropes with it." I had not realized that there's other uses for hemp besides making ropes. It's just, I'm a Federalist. I'm proud of it. I believe in states' rights. I believe in this particular issue, that it is a national issue and not a state issue. I appreciate your position, and I know that there's a very strong movement here in the state of New Hampshire to legalize the use of, quote, medical marijuana. We just have we have a difference of opinion on it. I don't support it. I believe that most experts believe, and I know that this theory has been discounted by many, that it is a gateway drug. And I accept that it is a gateway drug, and we are entitled to our respectful differences of opinion. And I thank you for your advocacy of a cause you believe in. Be safe.